Okay, so I said I wasn't going to come back this week, but here I am again. Okay, I'm starting to sound like a liar because every single day I keep talking about, okay, this is it. I'm only going to do this once a week. And here I am every day. I'm only going to do this once a week. And here I am. This is therapy, like I said. I need therapy. And thank you for having this therapy session with me. As you all can see, I'm in a really tight room right here, and everything is in the back. You can see it. The door is right here. It's really tight. So this is the best location I could use for this, but who cares? It's really about the conversation, not about all this. But okay, so let's get this thing started. Yesterday I talked about Draymond Green getting crucified by the media, and boy was I not wrong. Here we go. Everybody has something to say about this. Now, Draymond Green, what he did, I'm not going to sit over here and say what he did was correct. I'm not going to say that at all. I mean, I said it yesterday. I'm like, Draymond, come on. Why did you do that? But one thing, facts are facts. Let's look at it. Look at the video. That was not a closed fist. It was open. This man was not trying to knock this man out, but it did KO him. I mean, there was a little bit of theater right there, acting. And I know Draymond Green, what he was trying to do was also theater. I mean, you don't know that. Everybody's flopping. I hate that kind of game in the NBA, but that's what we have right now. Everybody's a flopper. Everybody's trying to sell something. And Draymond Green should have known the Warriors just don't get those kind of calls. We know that. The Warriors just don't get them. Besides, it's Draymond Green. The magnifying glass is on him all the time. So him doing anything, it's just not going to happen. So that was just bad through and through. I just don't know how to put it. And then him being an habitual offender, according to the rules, according to the so-called NBA rules, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Okay, let's not. I'm not gonna sit here and try to crucify him like everybody else. I'm just not. Let me not say everybody else. There are some people out there on his side, I guess, a few of them, but there are a few of them out there. And what I'm seeing right now is just, oh my God, it's just everybody has something to say about Draymond Green, about the Warriors being done. They're questioning Stephen Curry's leadership skills now because he can't keep them in check. Come on, this is a grown man. He is one of the leaders in this thing. I really don't know how to put this thing. So I'm not going to sit over here and try to defend anything. I'm just going to pose more questions. That's what I want to do. After seeing a couple of headlines here and there, because I do lead a pretty busy life. This is me venting, but basketball is also my therapy. All right, so I do catch up on basketball a lot. And every minute I get, I'll sit there and try to watch a game or two or three or four. I'm lying. Not that many nowadays. I'm just too busy. But what I want to talk about is everything that's coming towards Draymond Green warranted? I mean, I spoke of that yesterday a little bit, but let's examine this thing. Let's really dive into this thing. Okay, him being suspended indefinitely, is it because of what he did or is it because of what he has done before? I think what's happening right now is all the previous stuff that he's done. I mean, some of the stuff is questionable, but it's given him that reputation. So right now, no matter what he does, he's an habitual offender. That's the way people look at him, and that's just the way it is. I talked about this. Why? Why should that be the case? I already paid for my past mistakes, if they were mistakes. Why punish me again this time? Because when you look at the act, I don't want to go over it again. It wasn't that bad, but it looked bad. It looked bad. It looked bad, especially for an habitual offender to do that. Why the theater to begin with? Okay, let's not get back to the theater and start talking about the flopping and all that, right? It is what it is. But what I'm questioning here is it warranted? Is this punishment warranted? If it is, then punish him indefinitely. Heck, suspend him this whole season. It makes sense. But is this incident equivalent to the punishment that he's getting? If we forget everything that he's done previously, is this punishment justified? I mean, that's my question right there. And I feel like it's not justified. I really don't feel like it's justified. He's going to be suspended indefinitely. What does that mean? 8 games, 10 games, 20 games, 25 games. What does it mean? All right, what does it mean? All right. Well, I guess he has to go through whatever counseling and he has to go through a whole lot of different stuff, kind of like what they did with John. And then they brought him back, and then he did it again. You know, Draymond Green, he's an habitual offender, as we all know. He's probably going to do it again. So, what does this mean? What does it mean? I mean, do you think he's going to come back and be tamed? Do you think we're going to see a different Draymond Green after going through whatever that they're going to put him through? Is he going to come back and be really tamed? And if he is going to come back and be really tamed, is he going to be the same Draymond Green? Is he going to be that thing that the Warriors need? Are we going to see a different type of player? So do they want to see a different type of player? Because, I mean, I saw a video, I think it was Agent Zero talking about this, Gilbert Arenas. He said something which I thought made a lot of sense. He was like, all right, when I was Agent Zero, you know, he was a daredevil, meaning he was a daredevil. He would do a whole lot of stuff, like he would just dare himself to do stuff. And then when stuff got crazy and all that, and he got suspended indefinitely and all that, he had to put Agent Zero to the side. And at that time, I think he went to play for the Lakers. And the Lakers wanted Agent Zero, you know, the player. But he was a different type of player. I mean, Agent Zero came with the baggage. Agent Zero was that mentality, the way he played, the way he approached life, the way he approached the game. So what are we trying to do here? Get a different Draymond Green? Is this the same Draymond Green that they just offered him, I think, 4 years, $100 million? Do they want to put him through whatever kind of therapy that they're going to put him through to get that Draymond Green or a different kind of Draymond Green? And is it going to be worth it for the Warriors? I mean, what does it mean for the Warriors? What does it mean for Draymond Green? What does it mean for the NBA? Okay, so for those who were talking about the Warriors are cooked, I don't think the Warriors are cooked. To begin this season, I mean, if we go back in the beginning of the season, we saw what I would call a lot of fans and a lot of people out there saying that this is going to be a better year for the Warriors than last season. Last season wasn't so great. Last season, you know, they won a bunch of games at home, but they couldn't win games on the road. So this season, it was going to be different. Steph had no help. The bench was not helpful, but they had the number one ranked starting five. Their starting five was incredible. Incredible. The same starting five that they have this season. And they got one of the best benches in the league right now. All right. Now, with everything that's happening, I talked about the Warriors not being whole this season. And that's true. Like, they haven't really come together to actually play as the Warriors. You know what I mean? Like, they haven't had that. Draymond Green was suspended for choking somebody for... Rudy, yeah, whatever that was. And then Draymond Green didn't play at the beginning. And then, you know, Wiggs is just not the same Wiggs. And then Clay, and then Steph was out for a little bit and all that. Like, the Warriors haven't come together yet for us to see the Warriors. Now, with this happening and with the external pressure that's coming in, are we going to see that Warriors? And is it true what people are saying that they're done? Is it true because they are done? Or is it true because of the external pressure that's going to be exerted onto the Warriors? Because a lot of pressure is going to be on them right now. And if they fall into that pressure, I feel like they will just do something that they might regret. Because if you actually just blow that team up right now, I think you'll be losing something. That team will probably win like 1 or 2 more championships. From where I'm sitting, I could see that. I could see that with the bench playing like the way they're playing right now. Once the starters actually kick in, the starters don't have to be the starters. All right, the starters could be the bench, and some of the guys that come off the bench could be the starters. I mean, we saw what happened with Draymond Green. What was it? Lee. See, that happened. Lee was a starter, and Draymond Green came up, and that's how the Warriors started. This is what needs to happen. This is what needs to happen. Like, some of the guys off the bench needs to, like, Moody is playing great basketball. Great basketball. Now, I love Kuminga, but I still do feel like Kuminga, not quite there, but he's getting there. I feel like probably by the end of this season, he might be there. So there's another guy that could be one of the starters. Kuminga takes time for him to warm up. You see him in the fourth quarter, he's usually great. In the third quarter, better. But in the first half, not that great. I mean, the Warriors have everything right now. It's just one thing right now. This is the one thing that could bring them together, that could forge them into one great team, or it could actually break them, this pressure. But what I am seeing right now is an opportunity for the Warriors to make the most out of this if they do not fold. Now, I do recognize there's a problem with Draymond Green. I do recognize that. Let me not just sit over here and be like, oh, just make excuses for him. There is a problem. But what do you want to do with that problem? Do you want to change this man? Or are you so tired of this man? Because yes, his numbers are not so great, but he does control that great offense that the Warriors have. One of the best offenses that we've ever seen. He is a very high IQ basketball player with a lot of baggage, So what do you want to do? What do you want to do? I mean, I feel like anything great in the world comes with a lot of challenges. Now, I think the real issue, you ask me, what we should be talking about is the coaching staff. I feel from the time Mike Brown left, went to Sacramento, we have seen a lot of issues with the Warriors. Now, this is one department I feel like the national or the international, the bigger picture, media. I mean, you understand what I'm trying to say. Not just, Dub Nation, because Dub Nation, I feel like they talk about it a lot. But the coaching staff, Kerr, also needs to pay for some of the stuff that's happening right now. People are just not questioning him enough. And I feel like the rotation and just some of the calls, man, some of the calls from Kerr are really suspect. I don't think it's the players. I don't think the problem with the Warriors are the players. There's something wrong. There's something deeper. And I feel like it's the coaching, man. You ask me, it's got to start right there. It's got to start with the coaching. You ask me, it's got to start with the coaching. I do feel Draymond Green, he needs to bring it down a little bit. But don't change that dude. Don't change him. And I do feel like the Warriors need Draymond Green. So, and definitely I would not question Stephen Curry's leadership. I do feel he is the baddest man on the planet. You ask me. Yes. So, okay, enough of my rants. I got to go. All right. I did say I wasn't going to talk, but here I am. And I'll see you guys next week. I promise it's next week. You're not going to see me tomorrow. This is next week. I'm not going to be here. All right. No matter what happens, I'm not coming back. I'll see y'all next week.